If you've been struggling with depression, even though you've been to therapy, this video is for you. So welcome to part 2 of this series. In this series, I'm giving you guys a 6-step system to help you to overcome your depression. And the key is that if you haven't been to therapy, this will help you. If you've been to therapy, this will help you. No matter where you are in your depression journey, this will help you. And I will even say you can share this video with a friend that you know that's going through depression, because I know that they will find value out of this. That is what this whole series is about, because I spent all my life just helping people overcome their problems, overcome their depression. And in this video series, I'm going to give you guys an absolutely free version of how to do that, okay? And just because it's free doesn't mean that it's less than. This is the same strategies that I give my clients that pay me hundreds, if not thousands of dollars to learn these tips. And you're getting it absolutely for free. So they may hate me because I'm doing this, but you're going to love me because you're going to take action on these things. So every day I work with guys that are making 6 figures, 7 figures, 8 figures, right? People that are working as doctors, lawyers, preachers, therapists, engineers, real estate investors, like any profession you could think of, I've seen them as a therapist. I've even seen a pilot, right? And that was freaking phenomenal. That was cool, right? So I've seen everybody under the sun. And here's the thing, they do well financially. They do well in terms of their education, right? They have all the successes that you're probably looking for, thinking that this will help you to overcome your depression. But here's the thing, you got to ask yourself, how is it that someone that's making, let's say 7 figures, still feeling depressed? How is it that someone that is a doctor, right, still depressed, or someone that's a pastor, one of the most spiritual, religious people that you will probably meet, how is it that they're still struggling with depression? Well, it's because of this one thing, and it's values. Values are the key to every aspect of our life. And what I see a lot of people do is they focus on goals more so than values. Goals, yes, they help. But here's the thing, a goal that is not attached to a value has the potential to leave you depressed and tired and disappointed because you spent all this time chasing this goal. This is someone who has spent years becoming a doctor only to realize that they wanted to be a teacher or they wanted to do music, right? It's someone that has spent all this time investing in a skill set, investing in a certain lifestyle that has nothing to do with the life that they truly want deep in their heart. This is what you call the success trap, okay? The success trap. And it's something that even Tony Robbins, who has related to. So he said that success without happiness is the ultimate failure. The success trap looks like someone jumping from goal to goal to goal, and they're accomplishing them, but yet they're still not feeling fulfilled. They're on this everlasting quest in order to find happiness within themselves. And they think that with each external accomplishment, they will find that happiness. And that's just a lie. So what I'm gonna do in this part, right, in this series, and again, this is part of a 6-step series, okay? And I want you guys to follow these systems, all right? In this series, what we're gonna talk about is values. And what I'm gonna do is give you guys 3 ways to find your values and how you can act on these to help you to overcome your depression. So with that being said, make sure you hit the comment button, make sure you subscribe to this channel, and let's get into point number 1. So point number 1, this is by far the biggest reason why I see people feeling depressed, and it comes from this thing called the reality gap. So the reality gap is simple. It is the gap between where you are and where you want to be. The bigger the gap, the more depressed you're going to be. The smaller the gap, the more fulfilled and happy you are. And one can even say if there is no gap, there is no depression. What I want you guys to do is ask yourself, where is it that I want to be? Get a crystal clear view of where it is that you want to be, let's say 5 years, 10 years. I would even say at the end of this year, ask yourself that question. Take time to journal it. Me, I'm someone that loves going to the beach. I love going and just sitting out, letting my mind just kind of drift. And when I do that, some of the things that I never even thought of starts to come to light. This is how you tap into your subconscious mind. Because a lot of times what happens is we're so focused on the goal or the task at hand that we miss something, right? And what you want to do is be able to tap into not only your conscious mind, but your subconscious mind. And that happens when you step away from the things that you're, let's say, focusing on, working on, thinking about, things like that. So I would tell you, go for a walk, go to the beach, throw on some music, and let these answers just naturally come to you. You can also journal them, but take time to actually just step away and let your mind kind of come up with its own version of what fulfillment looks like. Once you have that, you then have to ask yourself, where am I now? When you find out where you are now and you're able to ask yourself where I want to be, it should give you a clear outline of the steps that you need to take. What I would tell you to do next is to find the people that have the ability to get you from where you are to where you want to be. Because when you find them, they should also have a system that you can use in order to get you to that point. So we're going to call this the PS, right? So find the people and the systems that's going to help you to get from where you are to where you want to be, thus closing the reality gap. Point number two. So point number two, I actually learned this when I went out with my wife. We went for our second anniversary. We went out to dinner. And I'm a country boy. So what that means is that we typically eat like Southern food. And what Southern food looks like is fried chicken, collard greens, rice, mac and cheese, right? Candy yams, a sweet tea. That's typically what we eat. And when I went out with my wife to celebrate our second anniversary, that's exactly what we had. And what was great about that dinner is that we didn't have to need dessert in order for it to be a great dinner. We just had our regular course, right? We didn't need appetizers, didn't need dessert. The main course was good enough. And that's when it hit me. That's when I realized that there's this hidden key when it comes to happiness. When it comes to happiness, believe it or not, you do not need happiness in order to have a great life. A lot of people believe that they need to have happiness for life to be worthy, to be great, or for them to not be like depressed, if you will. This is the same thing people believe when it comes to like dinner, right? Like you don't need dessert in order to have a great dinner. All you need is the steak and potatoes of your meal for it to be a great experience. So the question now becomes, what are the steak and potatoes of your life? Well, the steak and potatoes of your life is going to be your values. It's going to be things like family. It's going to be things like leadership, right? If you value being a leader, it's going to be things like adventure. It's going to be things like kindness, right? I would even say things like, let's say, courage, right? Like things like that are going to be the steak and potatoes. They're going to be the values that you personally hold in your life. When you focus on that, it makes it very hard for you to have a fulfilling life. As a matter of fact, one would even say following your values, if you do that, happiness would be the byproduct of that. Now, what I don't want you to do is be so focused on happiness that you forget all the values. Because when you do that, that is like someone going out for dinner and all they eat is dessert. If all you eat is dessert every day, you know that you will get sick from it. And what that looks like for us from a mental health standpoint is you'll find yourself depressed. So stop focusing so much on feeling happy and focus more so on your values. These are the foundational pieces of your happiness. If you do that, happiness, it will come. All right, point number three, and I love this one. This one actually gives me a lot of great insight. Point number three, this one I've done with a lot of high-level individuals, and it always shocks them what their answer is. And I'll tell you what I mean by that. So what I have my clients do is I have them write down their top 10 memories of all time, right? Top 10 memories, top 10 moments of their life, okay? And what I mean by top 10 is the top 10 happy moments, fulfilling moments, things that they just absolutely cherish. And that's what I want you to do. As a matter of fact, hit pause, write down your 10, and then hit play. Do that now. All right, now you should be back. All right, so now that you have your 10, and here's the thing, people always make an excuse and say, oh, I can only do 5, 6, or 7. No, like if you did not do 10, hit pause again and go back and come up with 10. So now you should be back at 10. What I want you guys to do is to take a time, and I want you to cross off 3 of those memories that you would be okay with forgetting, okay? Now, I typically talk through this through a story, but I'm going to save you guys the story. But I want you guys to cross off 3 of those memories that you would be okay with forgetting. So you should have 7, okay? You should have 7. Once you do that, I then want you to cross off 4 more memories, okay? So cross off 3, then cross off 4, and right now you should have 3 memories that's left. These 3 memories should tell you exactly what you need to know when it comes to your happiness. And if you're someone that is one of my clients that does really well financially, or does really well in terms of like their education, I'm willing to bet that your top 3 memories, the top 3 moments of your life, has nothing to do with wealth, success, fame, power, anything like that. So why do you spend most of your day chasing those things? The last 3 things that you have written on your list are the 3 things that you should be chasing on a day-to-day basis. Now, here's the thing. You can chase something like family in only 5 minutes, right? And that's just a phone call, right? Like, this is where goals are separated from values, because you can live in your values at any given minute, right? Like, if I had a goal of, let's say, make $20 million in a year, well, that could take me 5 years, 10 years, 100 years, right? Like, it could take me all my life. But to follow my value of, let's say, wealth, right? So still in the same context, to follow my value of wealth, what that may look like is sending money to my savings account, or spending some money on an Apple stock, right? Or sending money to my Acorns account, something that I can do in this moment, right? Like, that's a value-based move. And that's what we want to do. We want to put more of an emphasis on the things that we value. So again, write down your top 10 memories of all time. Don't worry about what order they're in. Cross off 3 of those. And then after that, I want you to cross off 4 more. values that you will be okay forgetting. And ask yourself, what is it about these three that really drew my attention, that made it so that I couldn't cross them out? These three, they hold the key to you overcoming your depression. So real quick, this part 2 series is all about values. And again, I'm gonna go over these 3 points that I made. Point number 1, the reality gap. This is the distance between where you are and where you want to be. Find the people and the systems that's going to help you to close that gap. When the gap is closed, no depression can exist because you're exactly where you want to be. So that's point number 1. Point number 2, ask yourself, what are the steak and potatoes of my life? Because trust me, dessert is not it. You do not need dessert in order to have a great dinner. And just in the same way that with life, you don't need happiness in order to have a great life. If you follow your values, if you have steak and potatoes for your meal, you will have a great meal. If you follow your values, you will have a great life. And as a result, happiness will be a byproduct of you following your values. Because here's the thing, it doesn't hurt to have ice cream every once in a while. We know that. But if you have it all day, every day, it'll make you sick and you won't want it anymore. It's the same thing with happiness. And then third and final point that I made, the top 10 memories exercise. I want you guys to write down 10 of your favorite top 10 moments of all time, and then knock off 3 of those, and then knock off 4 of those, and ask yourself, what were the last 3 memories that I just could not erase? All right, guys, my name is Coach Wells. I am a licensed therapist. Again, these are tips that I normally share only in my therapy sessions, but because you're here watching this, I wanted to give them to you absolutely free of charge. So make sure you hit the subscribe button, and I'll even challenge you with this because you made it this far. I have a link in my newsletter, right? Or a link in my bio to my newsletter. I want you guys to check it out. I want you guys to subscribe to my newsletter list because I give a lot more information there. And I also give a lot of different offers and bonuses in my newsletter. So make sure you check it out, become a part of the community, and let's see how we can get you from point A to point B in less time. So my name is Coach Wells, and I'll see you later.